Let's go live to Wellington. The Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and his New Zealand counterpart Chris Hipkins have met for bilateral talks. You can see Chris Hipkins there. They're talking after this meeting. Let's have a listen in.
The relationship is in very good heart, evidenced by the historic pathway to citizenship for New Zealanders living in Australia that was announced earlier this year. New Zealand has no better friend and no greater ally than Australia, although I couldn't help but be pleased with the Warriors' Golden Point win against the Raiders over the weekend. Prime Minister, I'm not sure that the top-of-the-table matchups help your Rabbitohs all that much in this part of the season. But in all seriousness, having a neighbour who is also a close friend is absolutely essential for our economic prosperity, security and well-being of all of our citizens. This year marks 40 years of closer economic relations, 50 years of the Trans-Tasman travel relationship, and 80 years since the establishment of diplomatic missions in each of our countries. It's important to mark these important milestones in our relationship. They're the platform on which we can also build so much more. There are so many more opportunities in the future. They are too good and too important for us to ignore. We agreed today a bilateral roadmap setting out our shared ambition for cooperation over the next decade. It'll focus on building sustainable, inclusive and resilient economies, on being active partners in the Pacific, ensuring our region's security and stability, championing international rules and ensuring that our people-to-people links continue to grow. One area where there's immense opportunity for New Zealand and Australia to strengthen our collaboration is on climate change, a subject that we were able to discuss today. I want to acknowledge the significant shift in Australian climate change policy over the last year. We believe that working together to combat climate change globally and especially in our region is critical. It's the single greatest existential threat to the livelihoods, security and well-being of our Pacific partners. Whether it's wildfire, cyclones or floods, both our countries are experiencing the effects of climate change now. So I'm looking forward to continuing to find ways to work together in the battle against climate change. Our work together in the Pacific was on the agenda. We want to support the Pacific Islands Forum and its members to work collectively to address the strategic and security issues that are facing the region. We agree that working through Pacific-led regional processes is essential. On strengthening our economies, the 40th anniversary of CER is a significant waypoint in our relationship, and we will need to work together to ensure that CER remains world-leading as it has been for the last 40 years. Now's the time to plan those next steps, and we'll be continuing our integration through support of the single economic market in which people and businesses can have domestic-like experiences in each other's countries. I think that's pretty special, and pushing ahead with new aspects of integration will continue to be a focus. We'll continue to work to make it easier to engage in trade and tourism, research and development, investment and promoting innovation. Prime Minister Albanese and I committed today to revitalise the joint working group on initiatives to move closer towards seamless travel across the Tasman. We've asked that working group to report back by the 30th of June next year on additional steps that we can take to continue to improve that pathway. We also agreed to the negotiation of a sustainable and inclusive trade declaration to promote an integrated and climate-focused approach to the economies on both sides of the Tasman. We're also facing increasingly challenging, more turbulent and less stable regional and global orders. Both of our countries are fully focused on responding urgently to these changing dynamics and will continue to work closely together to support one another's efforts. We'll continue to prioritise coordination to support a stable and resilient region and defend and advance the international rules-based system that we're both committed to. So, Prime Minister, thank you once again for travelling to Wellington. It is great to be able to host you here.